Hello guys, Amatras here, just coming at you with another quick video. This is going to be an OPSkins OAuth tutorial video that I'm going to do. It's going to be written in node.js, and yeah, I'm kind of doing this because OPSkins, well, the OAuth only actually came out yesterday. I probably would have done something like this anyway, but yeah, they're offering $1,000 to the winner of someone who can make an OAuth tutorial. So yeah, I kind of thought I would just go ahead and be in for the chance at that. But anyway, let's just get right into it. So basically I just have a basic node application right now, and so we can log in. We can log in with OPSkins. We return, hopefully, and we get all this user data returned to us from OPSkins. So as you can see, we have like our avatar, our username here, we have our OPSkins ID, we have Steam ID, trade URL, balance, all this sort of nice things, and then obviously we get a nice object given back to us. So you know, we have like even like real name, we have email, we have a lot of stuff that we can work with the user. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Basically what I'm going to do is, if you're just kind of looking for a quick implementation into your current app, then basically all this code is going to be available on GitHub here. This is just like a basic like index file example, and then yeah, you can just get started on that. I'm going to go through this very quickly now, and then I'm going to go through the actual node module itself as well and explain what's actually going on in the back. So yeah, you can stay tuned for that if you care about what's actually going on behind, or you can just watch the first bit of this just to get an implementation going. So we require all modules. These are very, you know, like basic modules that we're going to be requiring just up here. I'm not really going to go into them. If you know Node, you're going to know what all these do. Alright, just handlebars for the view engine. And yeah, that's all fairly standard stuff. And then of course we have my module in here. We require this up here at the top, and we have custom strategy as well for passport. Then we start our server, get handlebars going. We have our sessions, we get them going in here, and then we have obviously session stuff whenever we serialize and deserialize a user, and then we get onto my module now. So basically, to initialize my module, we call the init function, and we're going to pass in a number of parameters in here into this object. So basically for the name parameter, this is going to be what users see whenever they log in with OPSkins. So if I just call this like yeah, just testing, and then we go to log in, ynodemon, and then yeah, sorry, I didn't even show, I just got into a daydream there. So yeah, testing wants to be able to, so that's the name that comes up there. We have a redirect URL, which we're going to go into down here, because that's whenever we return to this, then we actually authenticate the user. Then we have our API key in here. We have scopes. So I'll go into scopes maybe now. I'll just show you. No, fuck, we'll do that after. The scopes can be found in here, all the different scopes. If you're only looking for a login, then we can just keep this at just identity. Mobile, if you set this to true, then it will remove the navbar from the OPSkins sign-in. So yeah, you can just remove this if you don't want that. Then what we do is we're going to use this custom strategy, and then inside of the custom strategy function, we're going to authenticate the user. We're going to go and we're going to authenticate them, and we're going to get their user details, which is going to be done over my module. All good stuff. We just render a simple index page whenever we hit the root. We can console.log user as well. So yeah, we can just see the user object then whenever we hit that, just for reference. Then basically, so this is whenever the good stuff starts. Whenever we get auth/OPSkins, we're going to redirect to the URL. So at this point, this is basically going to generate a custom code and store it in an array then. So this is basically just going to get a custom code to make sure that the request originated from my server. So yeah, I'll go into more depth with that whenever we go into the module. But basically this just fetches the URL that we need to redirect to actually get them onto the login page in here. Then what we're going to do is, once they have signed in and they've been authenticated by OPSkins, then we're going to authenticate using this custom strategy, which is going to authenticate the user using my kind of custom strategy in here. Then we can log the user out, and we're going to listen on 3037, which is just a random port number I came up with. So yeah, that's basically the implementation. If you just want this in just a standard application, you can just kind of go through these things, muck about with them, and yeah, see what you can do. Now I will go into the actual module itself and I'll show you what's actually happening here. So whenever we call the initialize function, we're basically going to generate the API key and we're going to create a client instance. So whenever we create a client instance, we provide a name and a redirect URL. And these are going to be then linked to the client ID and the client secret that gets returned to us. So yeah, as I said, we post this, we get the client ID and the client secret here. We set the scope, which is going to be just identity or whatever it is. We can set the mobile, we can set the permanent, that's if you want permanent access to the user account. I wouldn't even worry about that too much. This can just be left blank. And so then whenever we fetch the URL, as I said before, so we're going to generate some random bytes of data as our, kind of code that we send through, whereas at the state, sorry. So yeah, then that's going to get returned to us after they're authenticated, and then we just check that. Then again, whenever they actually go to be authenticated, as you can see here. So yeah, we check that the request originated from our server. If it did and it's all good, then what we're going to do is we're going to request an access token. So we can use the code that we got back to get this access token. We're not going into too many details on this. All you don't really need to worry about this. It's just an access token. Then we go down again and sorry, yeah, we get the access token and then we need to exchange this for a bearer token. So we take our access token, then we exchange it for a bearer token here. Then what we can do is once we have the bearer token, we can make a call to the get profile endpoint using this access token that we got, the bearer token, and once we get that, we're going to go down here. If all is good, then we make our user object, which is what you see in here. Then we made this object. Then we call the callback function in here. So then we can go back into here, and yeah, the callback function is going to be here, and then we serialize the user then into the session, which is yeah, as obviously going to give us all these details about the user and here. So yeah, that's pretty much the implementation of this whole thing and everything that's kind of going on. I'm trying to think if there's any other sort of useful information that you need to know yet. So for example then, inside of this object, as you can see, there's an access token in here then. So if you're going to be looking to call the endpoint again on behalf of a user, so for example, if we have a look at some of the endpoints on here, did I get it up? Yeah, so if we go on to like an endpoint in here, so for example, like update profile, then we can use authorization as the bearer, and then the access token that's in the user object. So like request a user access token. Yep. So in here then, so as you can see then, the token will expire in 30 minutes. But then if you listen out for this error invalid token, then you can just redirect the user then to /auth/OPSkins and get them to log on again, so you get a new access token then. So once you do that, then you'll be able to make calls the request.user object to any of the API endpoints then. So yeah, this is basically the full tutorial just about done now. I hope it's not too confusing. I hope I explained it well enough. And yeah, all this code will be available on GitHub right now. And yeah guys, hope you have fun setting up your sites with OPSkins, and I'll see you in the next video.